I heard that he wasn't going to be able to pull until October. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, October's crazy. And then I messaged him directly, and he said he needed till December or next year.
I want to take a look at a clip here. Michael Todd did a live stream. I'll put the link in the description, but he's discussing what the next matchup is. Seems like he's a bit discouraged that Matyashenko is now asking for even more time to defend his title, even though before the Arkansas event, it was seeming like that he would be able to defend it right away, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Let's take a look at what Michael had to say here in his live stream.
All that said, I was told you win in Little Rock. 8 weeks later, you will pull Medashenko for the heavyweight world title.
Now, let me ask you a question before you go further.
I'm about to go further.
Had Robert talked to both you and Medashenko?
I was about to say that.
There you go.
According to Robert, he had already let Medashenko know the winner was going to get to pull him, and he's like, well, I can't pull, Oleg because Russia and Ukraine and everything that's going on. But he told him, okay, Michael wins, we're scheduling y'all. There was no issue. Nobody said anything.
So it seems like there was no issue beforehand when Robert told Ivan that if Michael wins, they're going to set it up for the Georgia event for him to defend his title against Michael Todd. But now, if you saw the video from the other day, Ivan is wanting even more time, and you'll listen to what Michael said here. It seems like he messaged him directly as well.
And then it was Monday, I heard that he wasn't going to be able to pull until October. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, October's crazy. And then I messaged him directly, and he said he needed till December or next year.
December or next year? That's like pulling a Levon, basically.
And to me, I like Ivan Mashenko a lot, and we were discussing back and forth. A lot of mutual respect for one another. But I could pull him next weekend. Like, I don't need a 6-month prep to get ready to pull or defend in the light heavyweight or heavyweight. Like, I think within the categories, you should be able to defend at minimum every other card. But I'm willing to be active at every card. Like, if they have a 105 for me, like, here's the deal. I want Ivan Medashenko in 7 weeks. If that is impossible and the league can't make it happen, let's do it 6 weeks later in China. But that would mean he won the title in April and has 5 months off until his title defense. And he's asking for 8 or longer.
Totally agree with Michael here, especially just as a fan of the sport in general. I want to see as much activity as possible, especially if you're the champion in a weight class. To see you defend consistently, that's one way to gain the fans' respect for sure. Obviously, injuries happen, but yeah, I mean, I would love to see more consistency from people who have the belt for sure.
That doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me that any champion expects to only defend maybe once, maybe twice per year. I don't think that you should get to be a belt holder if you're going to turn down matches that are offered.
Totally agree, unless, you're injured.
Turn down one at the next event. But if you turn down the next event, you should have to pull the one after.
And I think they mentioned the interim title as well, how they should start being, if there's a competitor who has a belt who doesn't compete for a year, that there should be an interim title, at least as a placeholder. That way somebody's not just a champion and they're holding on to the belt forever.
At least every other. It's arm wrestling. We are not people to battle to the death.
Yeah, this is not that big. I mean, you can't tie up a belt. You just can't tie up a belt. We're trying to create a story, win or lose. Like this, so people are like, oh, this is a story. The story matters, but the story only matters if I'm victorious. But just give me the shot. You know what I mean? Like trying to build a story. I went down. So I won 5 in supers. I won 2 at heavyweight. I lost 3 in supers, and then I come down to light heavyweight and I go 4-0 against the undisputed champ. All right. Now let's see what I do against the heavyweight champion.
Yeah, personally, I would like to see him against Matyashenko. Hopefully, they'll be able to set that up. But, I mean, let's look at the rankings here, and we'll continue to listen to what he says because he mentioned some other potential matchups, like, at 105 in Georgia. Maybe he would pull I don't know, Irakli just beat Yoshi, so maybe that makes sense. I just put up a poll, Nugo, who would win, Nugo or Michael Todd. Obviously a huge favorite for Michael Todd, but could be other potential matchups. I definitely think Ivan versus Michael Todd is the match to make without a doubt. Let's continue to listen to what he says here.
Just let you know, I'm going to 4-0 him too. Great guy. He's not going to be able to hook me. He's not going to have a lane. There won't be any options. It'll be just like this last one, except hopefully he doesn't foul out.
So what if his point is this? That he needs to prepare from scratch a strength that he doesn't presently have. Is that the way a champion should approach a match as well?
That's not, I mean, you just can't. Like, I mean, and then that might be the belief that, okay, I need more time to prepare for you. Well, that's not how it works. If you're the champion and there's someone with their hand up, you have to defend, right? You have to defend, especially since I'm the one who's competed most recently. You know, he
definitely agree with that. I think a lot of the thing with like the preparation too is some of these athletes want to time their pancake cycle, so to speak, their pasta routine. So, you know, they want to be really specific with all that.
pulled in April. 8 weeks later, or 7 weeks later, I don't know how long it was. 7 weeks maybe. I pulled. You can't say I need more time. You know. But
I like that Michael is wanting to be very consistent, hopping between 105 and 115, defending as much as he can. I think that's awesome. He goes on later to mention he was asked about Devin Laird. Does he want to face him? And he said basically he's better off having Devin in his corner, and he knows it's inevitable at some point they'll face. But for the time being, he doesn't think that that's the matchup to make.
If that's the route, and they're not gonna, they can't get him to pull me. There's two options. One,
let me answer this first. This is from my 861. I don't think you want to pull against a not 100% Matyshenko. Nobody is ever 100%.
Arm wrestling doesn't exist when you're 100%. It doesn't happen. No one's healthy. I want to pull the champion for the title. So if there's a 105 guy that wants to pull me, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hiding. I'm not trying to covet this belt. I'm going to defend the belt. And when I win the heavyweight belt, I'm going to defend that one.
And also, I talked about this point. This is a Rebecca thing, not a Michael thing. If you are so injured that you cannot compete,
then there has to be an interim.
Then you cannot just hold on to that belt.
You're stopping the progression of.
No doubt. They should implement the interim belt in divisions more frequently, for sure.
Of the category. You're just sitting there holding a belt.
So if his shoulder is so injured that he cannot compete, they need to have an interim champion, and then whenever he feels like he is whole,
but he and I talking, he said it's his elbow.
Whenever he feels like he is whole and can once again compete, then he can come back if it's within 12 months. But I just don't think that just because you're not 100%, you should be able to say, okay, I'm going to take 8 months where I'm going to hold the belt.
So and not it's just I have to remain active. Yeah. If I don't have a match, I can't stay focused. Like I need a reason to train. I need a goal.
So if you're not going against Matyshenko for the belt, what is the next best option?
If they want to set me a 105 match in Georgia, I'll take that.
Yeah, 105 versus Irakli maybe versus Nugo. Probably Irakli makes more sense. Not sure who else. I mean, leave a comment. I think Bacho was mentioned, but apparently Bacho is not accepting any matches, even if it were to be at the Georgia event in his home country. He's not accepting any matches.
Who would you be willing to pull there?
Whoever weighs 105. It's in Georgia, so Georgia makes sense. I kind of know who they've offered matches to, and so there's a couple people in the category who already have matches. I know one match has been offered to someone, but I don't think that match has been negotiated yet. So if that match falls through and he wants a title shot, I'll give him one. If not, and I have to wait till September, my preference would be Morozov. But I messaged Morozov and he doesn't think he can be ready till October because he wants to go get his
Fix out.
Yeah, he wants to get his stomach fixed. So that's understandable. But I don't want to wait till October because that's the match before Vegas. So I'm kind of looking at it like this. Ideally, I would pull Metashenko in 7 weeks. If not, I'll pull him in 13 weeks. And then after that, I would have a match in Vegas, right? But if I had to wait till October for a match and then turn right back around and pull 6 weeks later in Vegas, I would, but it would not be ideal because the potential match in Vegas is big.
Potential match in Vegas. I wonder who he's eyeing or who he has in mind for that. Seems like he's trying to reserve maybe to have a certain opponent he wants to face at the Vegas event. But overall, I hope that there can be more consistent matches, especially with people with the belt for sure. So definitely understand what Michael is saying there. Let me know your thoughts on his next matchup, what other matchups you want to see in the comment section, guys. Also hit like and subscribe.